We have some investors we brought into our own company, so we're helping these young guys at 21, 22 making 30 to 40 grand a week. We're showing them how to invest. Like, dude, you can own 2 houses by the time this year's over if you do it the right way. So that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, because it chalks their money away. That's helped me a ton. Is because when all of a sudden I was putting all my money in real estate, I still was broke, and it still had that like,
Exactly.
Where's all my money? But it's like it's in an equitable asset you can't access. Keep going and making more money, and that's been my biggest tip to keep myself hungry.
No, and that's what's been helping a lot for our company this last second, third quarter.
Okay, so what are some common tips or maybe common pitfalls you see amongst sales guys? Because you've trained sales guys for decades. What common things do you see sales reps falling into? Why are they all not doing 400 alarms or doing 300 something solar deals? Like what are they running into? It's
honestly the same thing we're running into still to this day. We have a lot of reps that get too complacent with where they're at, like, hey, I'm happy making 8 grand a week or 10 grand a week. And so it's even, there's times we're doing big incentives in our company just to motivate them, but we changed it around where we're basically now it's almost like bragging rights. We brought the whole alarm mentality, like, hey, the atmosphere, like, hey, basically whoever sells this, so basically is the big
baller,
big swinging guy in the office.
Yeah.
And so we changed it up this last few months, and it's been helping a lot. Bringing these small competition throughout the summer, throughout the months, weeks, and then obviously right now we have a big competition for the end of the year. We have the top 4. We have the top 2 sales rep, top 2 closers in the company. From now to December, have a free trip to the Super Bowl.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
more so about clout than it is about commission, because the common pitfall people get into is they look at their bank account's bigger than what they're used to, and then they stop working.
Correct.
And all of a sudden it goes down, and then like, I better start working again. And that's just this, roller coaster of commissions that we keep running into. So it's cool.
yeah, that, and then also we have some investors we brought into our own company, so we're helping these young guys at 21, 22 making 30 to 40 grand a week. We're showing them how to invest. Like, dude, you can own 2 houses by the time this year's over if you do it the right way. So that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, because it chalks their money away. That's helped me a ton. Is because when all of a sudden I was putting all my money in real estate, I still was broke, and it still had that like,
Exactly.
Where's all my money? But it's like it's in an equitable asset you can't access. Keep going and making more money, and that's been my biggest tip to keep myself hungry.
No, and that's what's been helping a lot for our company this last second, third quarter. Is basically showing the reps where to put their money the right way. Because don't get me wrong, we still have reps that go out, blow it out on the weekends, which you play hard, work hard, play hard, but still we want to make sure they don't do that every weekend. That, hey, it's fun to go splurge yourself once in a while.
I want to talk to that because, I mean, guys, Oscar drives a Lamborghini, a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, and has a jet. So, they see his 15,000 square foot house. They see this, that, and this Gucci shoes and Gucci sweater and nice watch, and it's like they think, oh, I should have that stuff too. But what they didn't see is you started in 2006, right? Like I can't stress this enough, guys. Like, I don't swear much, but like I'm with all these sales guys today, like at the Super Bowl or the Cowboys game, and I was like, can I wake some of you guys up? Like, invest. Like, they're all talking about, I'm going to get this new Tesla and I'm going to get this. And they're like, oh, and granted, you got a Hummer in 2006, but you were broke as a joke and used it for recruiting. But I'm like, if people realize that this has been 12 years of owning a company and beating your head against a wall, and it wasn't always jets and nice cars, right? Like,
it's basically what I tell the guys right now. Like, so what I did is I learned my mistakes from my first year. So the second year when I managed my team, a manager, I think it was Brian Haney, gave me the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that changed my mentality. So instead of coming back that second summer making over 130 grand that summer, I put 80 grand into a duplex.
There you go.
And that's when I obviously started training my guys the same way. Like, hey, let's just start investing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's true. I have a lot of reps like, oh, why don't you think I should buy a car? Like, dude, buy yourself a house first, and then buy the toys.
Yeah, it's crazy because that house is going to appreciate. And it's funny, even like the stuff that they don't see too is the conversation we had in your Rolls Royce. You're like, the Bentley. You're like, I bought this Bentley. There's only 38 of them, and I bought it for $350, and it's now worth $470. I could sell it today. Like, you bought it as like almost like a sports carding kind of buy or a gun buy. It's like, I know this thing's going to appreciate in a smart way. I'm going to get it at a discount so that if I had to resell it, I know there's some equitable value in that. But I think a lot of people, they don't see the strategy there too. They're just going for the look.
Yeah.
And, investing is such an important game that we all need to understand and learn, because even just this weekend, you probably spent $50,000 just on your team as far as the box suites, me coming out. You had dinners we ate at Nick and Sam's, and it's like culturally investing to get a return there. Like, what are some of your pro tips for owners, managers out there that you found good investments in your people to pay back dividends as far as their work and stuff like that?
My biggest thing is taking care of people, they'll take care of you. If you talk to them, a lot of my employees are with me. They've been with me for 8 or 9 years. They're still with me today. Is the fact that no matter what, I'll take a bullet for them. If there's like, even when it comes to customers battling with other companies, we'll still help them win it. It's basically taking care of your people in front of you.
I had a great compliment for you last night. So Oscar gets a lot of crap in this industry because you take bullets and you're not willing to, you don't back down, and you're like, I'm going to take bullets for my people. Like, I defend my turf, I defend my team. And a lot of times people don't that comes off to competitors as aggressive. And I'm like, and okay, isn't that how business is sometimes? Like, I look at, wasn't Walmart pretty aggressive by putting Walmarts right next to Kmart's? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Kmart's like, well, we're already here. No, Walmart was like, I'm going to plant a Walmart right across the street, and you guys are going to be out of business in a few years. And wasn't Netflix aggressive when they went after Redbox? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that's business, guys. So here's what's interesting is I'm with this guy last night, and he said one of your competitors was, coming into the turf, and it was like annoying because you kept taking the deals back. Like, you were swapping out all the deals. And he was like, dude, it was so annoying. So I had to go to Oscar and ask for truce. And respectively, you created that. And then another competitor came in and wanted the truce. And he's like, no, we're going to run these guys out, and I've got your back, and me and you are going to go dominate. And he's like, the fact that he had my back and went to bat for us, now we're working together. You know what I mean? Like, he just had mad, where before he hated you, now he's like mad respect. I'm in the gang. And it was just a cool compliment. I was like, I see that. And I see that your people would go to bat and bullets for you too, because you're in the trenches with them. You show that you care, you invest in them. And that's a huge compliment. Like, not many leaders have that. I'm giving everything to you, and I got your back. So good job.
Yeah, no, thanks, appreciate that. But that's one of the biggest things I tell my reps, my managers, VPs, and regionals is you got to lead from the front. The best way to win respect from you, they don't want a Hitler behind them. They want a Gandhi in front of them, leading them from the front. Yeah, showing them how to do it.
So what are some of the big struggles that you weren't expecting? Like, let's say I'm running a solar company, I'm new, or I'm running an alarm company, or I don't know, like things that you're like, man, I wish I would have told my 10 years ago self, these roadblocks are going to come, navigate this. Like, what are some of those that you've had to go through?
Honestly, is your investment as far as the company wise. Like, obviously my first 3 years, I was making good money to do my whole alarm money, obviously at the time, and I was putting my money in the wrong spot instead of my reps. Now I obviously changed it around. Like, to this day, going back to what we do this weekend is we have this manager retreat with all the VPs, managers. The golf event is investing more in them. Obviously, like, to help them grow. But we have speakers like you and Jordan Belfort and Milet, all these guys, because we want our guys to continue growing and learning themselves. Because a lot of these guys have a lot of potential. They don't realize how much potential they have until they see it themselves or hear it themselves.
Yeah, no, it's so true. What about as far as just business partnerships or business moves, or I don't know, like, is there any kind of back in 2011, I got my face kicked in here, or I don't know, anything like that you've had to kind of weather?
Yeah, obviously, don't try to. My biggest thing is don't try to go big all at once. Like there's, for example, when we first started doing solar or even alarms, I was trying to compete against Vivint, which there's no way in hell it's going to beat Vivint at the time. You know what I mean? Like we're just a small fish in a pond with a big shark. It's just what helped me in the alarm industry is if I just focus on my company and not worry about my competition, it will all work out for its best.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people play to the hand of their competitor instead of they play their own hand.
Yep.
And I think one thing that you've done well is, I'm sure even when I got to Solstice, I kept telling Kelly, I was like, hey, we got to open up this market, open up this market, open up this market. And I'm sure everybody's like, when are you going to go to New Mexico, your neighbor state? When are you going to go to Oklahoma? And you're just like, there's so many homes in Texas. Let's just do what we do best. And it was really centralized in West Texas at first. And now you've just recently started to really go all over, right? But it's like, you did a very good job at saying, I don't care if people are making tons of money in California. Doesn't mean I need to be a California solar company, right?
Yes. So that's one of our biggest things, that we have a lot of managers that live in California or New Mexico, for example, or even Oklahoma. Our biggest thing is like, there's so many opportunities here in Texas. Like we obviously have 4 main offices here in Texas now. Our goal is once we're doing over 1,000 installs a month, then we can start talking about the markets. But till then, let's just start focusing what we have in our own backyard. Yeah.
No, I think that's a pro tip, because if you chase somebody else and play their game, they will always beat you at their game. That's why you're chasing them. Yeah. It's like there's a reason they're there. And and they also found a niche. They said, what are we known for? What are we good at? What do we want to be seen as? And I think it came down to, we want to be known for fast installs. We want to be known for this. We want to be, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of companies, they struggle because they say, I want to be known for all of the things. But then it's like, there's probably 5,000 solar companies I don't know the name of, or I don't know what they're known for. I'm like, you're just another dealer of Titan. You're just another dude that was pissed at his manager and left, and now that you got your 6 guys, congratulations. So yeah, we got to kind of wrap up, but like any other advice that you'd give the door-to-door space?
Honestly, just time management. I feel like, especially like right now with the holidays around the corner, you'll be surprised. Like one of our biggest time of knocking is right now. Is a lot of these summer sales guys that go home for the summer or go back to school. This is like from October till March, we're always our biggest sales numbers because we have less competition on the doors. So just utilizing your time correctly. Like right now, a lot of people are thinking the opposite. Hey, it's wintertime, let's go do holidays, let's go do trips. Like, don't get me wrong, work hard, play hard, still take your trips, but maximize the time that where a lot of your competition, whether, like that, they say, like, while they're dreaming of dreaming, obviously you're making that dream come true. Take advantage of the time and the opportunity that we have right now, especially with the whole market with the way it is and the tax credit we have, especially what's about to happen with the tax credit too. It's huge.
It's huge. Guys, my biggest advice to the DD space would be exactly that. I think so many people, I call it death by business cards or overanalyzing, creating this paralysis by analysis. There's this element of like, I have to have all these things in a row before I actually go to work. I'm like, dude, just go to work. I'm sure you've broken things on the way. Like, I'm sure you've had to be like, whoops, my wake is pretty big, because you're just overproducing. You can figure out some of the back end logistical things as you just do. And I think so many people are wasting this like harvest, and the crops are going bad because they're all sitting out there, and other companies, other reps, everybody else is going to go harvest your own harvest. And
and that's one of the things, like, obviously, is like don't get me wrong, we learned it ourselves, years ago when I started my own company, is we were on the same path, like, hey, let's take the winter off, let's focus on the summer, and our own competition was in our own backyard.
I blitzed West Texas all winter, all the time. I was his backyard. He's like, and Sam, that was you. So I love it. Hey, but thanks for having me out here. This has been a blast.